mean, that's outside of round one. That's probably the most clear round we've had.
Yes.
For sure, Ankalaev is a hard guy to fight because he's a very intelligent guy when he's fighting. So I think the fight will be mostly the same, but I think Alex could pressure a little bit more because now Alex knows that he can defend the takedowns because he defended a lot of takedowns in the first fight. Sorry. So I think right now he can risk to bring more pressure to Ankalaev to find that knockout and all that. And then I think the fight will be better for him after he does that.
Caio Borralho and Ilia Topuria are sending a clear warning message to Magomed Ankalaev. Alex Pereira is coming for revenge, and they believe Poatan will reclaim his throne. But they're not alone in this prediction.
Now, one thing I won't do is question Alex. I'm done. I won't question whether or not he can wrestle. I won't question any of that anymore because he has proven it time and time again that whatever he is doing is right. And it's allowed for him to become one of the greatest fighters of all time. Yes, he is one of the greatest fighters of all time in the shortest amount of time I have ever seen anyone build a legacy that is that strong or a resume that is that strong. This dude's the man. And if he gets through this next challenge, if he gets through Ankalaev, I'm going on the record and saying that light heavyweight is going to have a Poatan problem.
Pereira to win the rematch, the tactical breakdowns that have everyone talking, and what this could mean for the light heavyweight division. Let's dive in. Let's start with UFC middleweight Caio Borralho, who didn't mince words when asked about the highly anticipated rematch. Borralho stated, "Alex Pereira is a hard guy to fight because he's brilliant, but I think this rematch will be mostly the same. Alex knows he can defend the takedowns, so now he can risk more to bring pressure and find that knockout."
For sure, Ankalaev is a hard guy to fight because he's a very intelligent guy when he's fighting. So I think the fight will be mostly the same, but I think Alex could pressure a little bit more because now Alex knows that he can defend the takedowns because he defended a lot of takedowns in the first fight. Sorry. So I think right now he can risk to bring more pressure to Ankalaev to find that knockout and all that. And then I think the fight will be better for him after he does that.
Now, while we don't have direct quotes from Ilia Topuria about this specific matchup, the featherweight champion has consistently shown respect for Pereira's power and fight IQ. Ilia knows real power when he sees it, and the way he talks about Alex Pereira says it all about the Brazilian's capabilities.
Guys like Alex Pereira, very stoic, very serious. It's everyone's different.
He's very serious.
Very
I met
serious.
him in Sydney, and yeah, he was kind of quiet, like
Crazy power. His power is just ridiculous. I remember watching him fight for the first time in Glory in kickboxing, and I was like, Jesus Christ. His Westway KOs people. I was like, this guy is different.
The one, the only, Alex Poatan Pereira!
What makes these predictions so significant is that they're coming from active UFC fighters who understand the intricacies of mixed martial arts at the highest level. These aren't casual fan opinions. These are professional assessments from elite competitors. The support for Pereira in this rematch isn't just coming from Borralho. Multiple UFC fighters and analysts are backing Poatan to reclaim his light heavyweight throne, and their reasoning is fascinating.
I'm going to go with Alex winning that fight already because I don't think Ankalaev has to stand up. Now, he does have the wrestling advantage, but it's going to be very hard for him. He has to go across the void to get to Alex. And when he goes across that void, he's going to have to deal with the calf kick, but he can also use that to take him down. And he's also going to have to deal with Alex's hands, left hook, and a jab.
Here's what the fighting community is seeing. Improved takedown defense. Pereira has had time to work on his wrestling, particularly his defensive capabilities with longtime training partner Glover Teixeira. Power advantage. As one analyst noted, there's no one out there right now with the finishing ability of Alex Pereira. It's frightening what he can do. Ankalaev's approach. Many fighters believe Ankalaev will try to stand and trade rather than consistently wrestling, which could play directly into Pereira's strengths. Several fighters have pointed out that Ankalaev has been vocal about wanting to knock out Pereira on the feet. As one fighter put it, he's one of those fighters who fights with an ego and wants something to prove I can prove I can stand up with you. And that's when you find yourself in the most trouble.
Ego and want something to prove.
Yeah.
Well, I can prove I can stand up with you. And that's when you find yourself in the most trouble.
His striking is nowhere near at Pereira's level. And his takedowns aren't that good. You know what I mean? Like, he's got grappling, but I don't, like, he's not a, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And you can only imagine Pereira's been practicing with Glover in his corner for since day dot.
The fighting community has identified several key advantages for Pereira in the rematch. Pereira is widely regarded as one of the best strikers to ever enter the octagon. His kickboxing pedigree and knockout power make him dangerous at all times. Multiple fighters have noted Pereira's size and reach advantages, with his heavy bone structure and natural punching power making him a constant threat.
Versus how Magomed likes to set up his counters and set up from his striking. He will catch him. He will hit him. He definitely will get hit.
Yep.
No ifs, ands, but I have no doubt in my mind that he will be able to hit him. You know what I mean? Ankalaev hitting Pereira.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind about that at all. The thing is, Alex is crafty, and he may come with something that he don't see, that he wasn't expecting, and then end up actually turning into that even striking match. Now, when it becomes that even striking match, where Pereira gets comfortable with what he's seeing,
Yep.
you might want to start wrestling there. And I don't think he takes clean shots that well. I don't think Ankalaev takes clean shots that well.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker, if you go back and watch the first fight between him and Johnny Walker, that first round, Johnny Walker had him rattled, dude. He had him confused. He had him flustered. He couldn't really figure him out.
Having faced Ankalaev once, Pereira now knows what to expect and can game plan accordingly. The consensus among fighters seems to be that Ankalaev faces several challenges. Despite his Dagestani wrestling background, Ankalaev's takedown accuracy sits at only 31%, which could be problematic against an improved Pereira. As one fighter noted, his striking is nowhere near Pereira's level, and his takedowns aren't that exceptional either. Ankalaev will need to either get close for clinch work or stay completely out of range, as the middle distance favors Pereira's striking.
Alex Pierre isn't going to look at the board and go, Ankalaev is a problem for me, or he's a squash match for me, or he's my hardest opponent, and therefore I won't do it. Alex Pierre is a goddamn macho. He'll look at Ankalaev and say, that's probably a squash match, and certainly it's historically. That is my hardest challenge. Make sure I have that guy next. That's how he works. And if we have to get him beat, if he's going to prove his greatness, but defeat comes along the way, if he's one of these guys that falls forward, and thus far is exactly what he is, then maybe Ankalaev is exactly the guy we should be calling.
This rematch has massive implications for the light heavyweight division. Multiple fighters have suggested that if Pereira wins this fight convincingly, it would silence all critics about his championship credentials. As one analyst put it, the only question around Alex Pereira right now is, can he beat somebody like Magomed Ankalaev? Because that's the only style we haven't really seen. Can he stop a wrestler? For Pereira, this is about proving he can handle any style thrown at him. For Ankalaev, it's about proving his first victory wasn't a fluke and establishing himself as a legitimate champion.
Now, one thing I won't do is question Alex. I'm done. I won't question whether or not he can wrestle. I won't question any of that anymore, because he has proven it time and time again that whatever he is doing is right. And it's allowed for him to become one of the greatest fighters of all time. Yes, he is one of the greatest fighters of all time in the shortest amount of time I have ever seen anyone build a legacy that is that strong, or a resume that is that strong. This dude's the man. And if he gets through this next challenge, if he gets through Ankalaev, I'm going on the record and saying that light heavyweight.
If Pereira wins this rematch convincingly, the question becomes, is Alex Pereira the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in mixed martial arts? It's a debate that's already starting in MMA circles. So there you have it, fight fans. The MMA community is rallying behind Alex Pereira for this rematch, with fighters like Caio Borralho leading the charge in predictions. The consensus seems to be that Pereira's improved takedown defense, combined with his devastating striking, gives him the edge in round 2 against Ankalaev. What do you think? Are these fighters right to back Pereira, or is Ankalaev going to prove his first victory was no fluke? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the breakdown, subscribe for more UFC news and analysis, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest content. Until next time, keep training, keep fighting, and we'll see you in the next one.